So, folks, welcome to live television. We had hoped to bring you Billy Porter right now, but we had some technical issues, and we're going to have our friend of the show, Billy Porter, on one of these days soon. But joining me now, because thank God you live close by, Anthony Coley, former senior advisor to Attorney General Merrick Garland, who also worked on several Democratic campaigns. All right, Anthony, you wanted to talk about the polls.
Yeah, let's talk about
the polls. Well, let's talk about the polls. Because there's so many, they're like raining like confetti.
Donovan,
so which poll you want to talk about?
My phone has been ringing off the hook all week, and I'm telling people this. Get off the polar coaster.
Thank you.
Get off the polar coaster.
The polar coaster.
The polar coaster. So here's the fact. This is a margin of error race. Mm-hmm. Always has been. It always will be.
That's what I said at the top of the show.
Right.
This race is tied.
It's a tied race. And the fact of the matter is, every time Trump is on the ballot, like he was in 2016 and 2020, it was a tied race. Like Hillary Clinton and her campaign against him in 2016, and she had won roughly 1 percentage point in those three battleground states of Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, she would have won that race. And in 2020,
although some Hillary folks will tell you she did win the popular vote.
Yeah,
but go
that's
on.
true.
But
so in 2020, but for 44,000 votes in Wisconsin, Arizona, and Georgia, Democrats don't want to hear it, but Donald Trump would be president today. So I give you that data point just as proof that every time Donald Trump is on the battle, it is a margin of error race. Mm-hmm. And so Kamala Harris has always said from the very beginning of this that she is an underdog.
She's the underdog.
And people just didn't believe her. They just thought that she was political posturing, doing all of that stuff. But no, she is an underdog.
Is she doing everything she needs to do? Because I keep reading these columns like, she should do this, she should do that. She's not doing enough of this, she's not doing enough of that. And I'm like, Sister Girl's everywhere.
She is everywhere. Let me tell you where she is right now, as a matter of fact. She's in my home state of North Carolina. Mm-hmm. She is there all weekend. She is going to church tomorrow morning. And this is important. It's in Eastern North Carolina, which is where I'm from, which is where Aunt Gloria is from. Mm-hmm. This is
where my people are from.
Right. So this is African-American, more rural, more conservative. And the goal here, she's going to get a decent amount of support, but the real goal here is to shrink Trump's margin of victory. It's the same type of strategy in Eastern North Carolina that she has in South Georgia, right? So you're going to try to shrink his margin of victory in these parts of those states, but also to run up Democratic tallies in more blue areas. You're talking Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, the Research Triangle part. The other thing that she is doing, Jonathan, importantly, is she's going on Charlemagne the God.
Right, that's on Tuesday in Detroit. Donald Trump just dissed to their faces. I think we've got like 15 seconds left, but explain to folks who don't know Charlemagne the God, why is it important that she go on his show? It's
important because when you look at the delta of people where she is trying to draw support, he has credibility here. And he's going to ask tough questions. Yep. They're not going to be filtered, and she will be able to speak to that audience.
Yeah, I mean, she's been on his show before, and I've said this before, and people might get upset, but Charlemagne the God is actually a really good political interviewer. That's right, I said it.